And welcome back to BFG, the Barely Functional Gamers Podcast, episode 46. I'm Chris.
David.
It is March 3rd at the time of this recording, and you can catch us live every Sunday at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time at twitch.tv/barelyfunctionalgamers or on any of your podcasting apps. You can also follow us on Twitter at it's Twitter/BFGS podcast, or on Instagram at Barely Functional Gamers. You can also find us on SoundCloud and YouTube under the Barely Functional Gamers name. Also remember, this is not a work-safe nor child-friendly show, so do what you gotta do, because I pissed on the floor over here.
We've done 46 episodes, and I probably couldn't repeat a line of that still.
That's why I do it. God damn. Yes, 46 episodes. That's kind of impressive. Getting close to 50. Shit, what are we going to do for our 50th? We should do something cool.
Talk about games?
People, tell us what games we should talk about for the 50th episode. Anyways,
let's get to it.
Games we played this week. There's only one of them.
Yeah, only one that matters anyways.
Yes. Toe Jam Earl. Back in the groove.
Yeah.
What is it? Who makes it? It's
Human Nature.
Human Nature Studios, that's right.
Yeah, Human Nature Studios, original creator, started Kickstarter.
Yep.
People funded. Cartoon Network got behind it, helped them out. And now we have a fully released, fully fleshed out Toe Jam Earl sequel. So essentially this is Toe Jam Earl 4.
Yeah.
And they went back to their roots, which is what everybody wanted anyways.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Because, God, this game was so much fun just with the hour that we played.
It was. I mean, it was like a more modern version of the original Toe Jam Earl with just a ton more content. But the gameplay, and a lot of like little fixes for some of the minor annoyances. Like the way the collision worked and stuff. It's like they just go ahead and let you just go through things. Like bushes and like the... like one thing that used to annoy you sometimes was like when you find the ship piece.
Yeah.
That you would get stuck on the sign and you actually had to go to the front of it
just to access
to collect it. Yeah. So now
you just like walk right through it.
You just walk through it and you collect it. It's fine. Just simple things. Like it makes more sense. Yeah. And now we had a ton of fun.
Hell yeah.
The randomness of the events that would happen.
Oh man.
It made it so much fun because that was the whole thing. Is like the level of control, like I guess your luck.
Yeah.
Makes a big difference in this game.
Oh, yeah. No, it does. I know I found a present that happened to set me on fire on the only level we'd been to so far that had no water in it. God damn, that was ridiculous. I had to run off the side of the edge and die. But not nearly as bad as what happened to him.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, I opened a present. And you can amp up presents, so it makes them more powerful. And I had a present that would spawn enemies, Earthlings, but it was amped up. So all of a sudden, just a ton of enemies. All of a sudden, I was just on fire and being damned to hell, going through the fucking level.
It zoomed in on him and they had like a bunch of enemies all around him.
Freaking Inquisitor, bastard. Sucks.
Oh man,
but.
Yeah.
Absolutely great co-op game.
Oh, yeah.
We had a ton of fun playing this thing.
I'm glad that we did. And we live streamed it here on Twitch on our channel. So if you guys want to watch it, we'll probably play again sometime in the future.
Yeah. Just know the game is 90s as fuck.
Yes.
It is the most 90s thing that's out there right now.
Man, I swear the intro just made me think of Saved by the Bell all over again.
Yeah, the art style is somewhere like a Nickelodeon 90s style, like Rocko's Modern Life, Rugrats, somewhere in between there. Ton of fun. If you've never played it, it's a really hard game to describe the gameplay because there's not really anything else out there like it.
Yeah, it's really weird.
It's a top-down searching game, I guess you could say. And it's almost like a bullet hell game because you're just doing a lot of dodging enemies, and the enemies are all takes on like humans. Right? So it's like you have
was it cosplayers?
Yeah, cosplayers. But they weren't enemies though.
No, you can lose money to them.
Well, like they have some of the old enemies from the original, but they have some modern enemies. So they have an internet troll.
Yeah.
So it's a troll that's spewing like word bubbles that are just like trash.
Yeah.
Right? And those hit you, but then as you run up to him, he turns into a kid and runs off. You know, they have a girl that's texting.
Yeah, and she never walk right into you.
Yeah, she never looks up from her phone. Like stuff like that. Those are like the kind of enemies they have.
Or the selfie girl.
Right, selfie girl, Cupid.
What was it? The nerd who's your biggest fan or whatever?
Oh, fanboy.
Yeah, fanboy.
Yeah, it's the overbearing fanboy. I think it was. They have a Men in Black. I mean, there's a bunch of great takes.
Yeah,
you know, the lady with the crying baby in the shopping cart. You know, stuff like that. So it's a lot of fun, and it's definitely a best when you're playing co-op.
Yes,
best when you're playing co-op.
Yes, especially when you could screw both of yourselves over at the same time. I had a present that was a repellent present or something like that. It made me eject all my presents, and because he was so close to me, we were on the same screen. It caused him to do the same thing, which we found out later that if you do any presents while you're on the same screen, it affects both people.
Right, you share the present.
Yeah.
God.
So
it.
I was like, "Hey, man, I remember having all these presents." He's like, "Man, I ain't got no presents."
Yep, and there was a snotty kid with a cold or something, and he came by and he just sneezed, and he like blew me off the edge of the level. I fell down to the level below.
So much fun.
Yeah, it's a ton of fun. You know, like I said, if you can be in the same room as your friend playing the game, it's even better.
Oh yeah.
And it's just a lot of yelling, and it's fun because it's so random.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's kind of like what can I say? I don't know, like you know, like old school Mario Kart, how random some of the items were. It's very random in that way, where you can be like, "Oh, I'm doing so good, I'm in the lead," and then all of a sudden you get fucked because of the way the items work.
Yep.
It's kind of like that, where you're like, "Oh shit, I'm doing so good," and all of a sudden there's one item comes up and just fucks you over.
Yeah,
you know, but that's kind of what the game's about.
Enjoyment.
Some good additions to it from the original is stats.
Yes.
Although now you can select multiple characters. There's multiple characters to choose from, I should say, and they all have different stats. And when you level up now, it's not just like arbitrary. Now it adds to the stats.
Yeah.
So good additions.
There's a lot of good stuff about this new game.
Also, they actually show you the timer for how long you have your items, because your items do wear off. So at least there's a timer now you can actually see and know, like, oh, okay, this is about to wear off. I should probably not fly over this huge gap with the Icarus wings.
Yeah.
You know, because that used to happen all the time in the older game. But yeah, ton of fun. Play it. Recommended.
Recommended, definitely.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to our next bit of information, which I'll just throw it out there because it's something that was posted up. At Cyberpunk Games tweeted earlier Thursday that, specifically, quote unquote, for those of you asking, yes, we will be at E3 this year. So yes, it's been confirmed. Cyberpunk 2077 will be at E3. So,
yep. Bit
of information.
Awesome. Very awesome.
Yes. From what I'm understanding, a lot of games are going to be at E3. There was a speculation on a video we just recently watched of Outer Worlds that there's a possibility they will be at E3 as well. But we'll see. We'll see on that one. There's no guarantee. So I guess we can move on to the next bit of information. We can talk about, the possibilities of a sequel to the 2000s Vampire the Masquerade. So
you're going to be the expert on this one.
Yes. I played a lot of Vampire the Masquerade.
Just say early 2000s.
Well, I was gonna say something else, but yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, no, I played a lot of Vampire the Masquerade, Bloodlines as well, and I enjoyed the game a lot. And I was kind of disappointed that they never got any further. CCP, who owns EVE Online, ended up with the rights to White Wolf for a while there, and was talking about making a MMO for Vampire the Masquerade, but ended up dropping the ball and couldn't fund it, so they had to let it go. Well, Paradox Games has picked it up, and there's rumors that they might be making a sequel to that game, which would be amazing if they did. But it's not announced yet. There's rumors that they will be announcing this game or something else along this line at GDC this year. So
Okay.
So there's that too. There's a bit of information. Yeah. Just for those who are interested, I know I am. So perhaps we should move on to Shenmue?
Shenmue? Oh, yeah. Cool. So happy Shenmue Day.
Yes, happy Shenmue Day.
Third of the month, so Shenmue Day.
This is where he's going to be the expert.
So Edge magazine recently came out with their newest issue that had Shenmue 3 on their cover, and they have some new game details, which I'm really excited about because there isn't a whole lot that they've talked about as far as gameplay is concerned. Probably over the last couple months, there's been some new images that have come out. Also because on March 9th coming up in Monaco is the Magic conference. And that's where they will be debuting a new gameplay trailer.
Nice.
So I'll also be looking forward to that. But leading up to that, one of the things is that this Edge magazine just came out. So when you played the first Shenmue, right, it was a very closed, like small town feel to everything, right?
Yeah.
Everybody knew each other. You could talk to anybody and they already know who you were, and they would just start talking about everything. Real easy, right? Shenmue 2, you've now gone to China.
Yeah.
Right? You're like in this huge city now where nobody knows who you are. No one gives a fuck who you are anyways. Again, like when you go to a big city and you're new, no one cares about you.
No,
you're just there. You know, that's so the game ended up being a lot about fighting, exploration. So the two games, Shenmue 1 and Shenmue 2, were very different in that sense, right? Shenmue 3 is kind of a mixture of the two, right? Whereas you are now in a small town. So some of the gameplay details that have come out was that it is now going to be like Shenmue 1, where it was a very small feel to everything, very, very personalized, but where everything was more thought out. Because Shenmue 1, every person had a schedule. You could literally be like, okay, this person leaves their house at 8 a.m. or whatever it was, and you could follow them and see them go to work. And you could literally wait outside their work, and they would get off at a certain time, go to lunch. You could see them go to a shop, sit down somewhere, go to the park and sit down, eat their lunch. They go back to work. At a certain time, they get off of work and go maybe to the bars or something, and then go home drunk. Like, you could literally follow somebody. Every single person had a schedule in that game.
He was the creeper within the video game.
Yeah. That's fact, okay?
Exactly.
Not me being a creeper. But anyway, but the fact that everybody was on a schedule, you know? Shenmue 2 wasn't like that. It was a big city, tons of people everywhere. It wasn't quite as scripted as that, right? So going back to Shenmue 3, again, they're going to this like more scripted thing where everybody has a routine. Everybody's an actual person with a background and a personality. You know, they're an actual individual.
That's cool.
Because again, it's a small town.
Yeah.
And I love that. But the thing is, unlike Shenmue 1, you're the stranger. Nobody knows you. So one of the new gameplay details is that they have is the affinity system, right? Oh. So people are going to be very standoffish and not trust you and stuff until you start becoming more well-known in the town, start making a name for yourself. So if you're looking for answers, unlike, like I said, Shenmue 1, where people just start telling their fucking life story, they're going to want to get to know more about you first. Like, they have to be like, oh, you're friends with this person? Oh, you know that person? You know, you have to like
real life.
Like real life. So that's actually a very cool thing, and it's going to change a lot about how you look for clues and just search, because you kind of have to be a detective in these games, which is a big part of it. So I'm looking forward to seeing how exactly that's going to work. And then we go into the more of the Shenmue 2 thing. Well, actually, before I do that, also being a stranger in that village, it's a small rural village. So to them, you're a city boy.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to seeing how those interactions work out. Also, I was hearing that you're going to have some level of choice as to what you say.
Oh, that's cool.
Which is an addition to the game, because you didn't really have a choice of what you were saying in the old one. It was just kind of a story that played out. Shenmue 2, fighting was big.
Yep. Even
Shenmue 1 had really good fighting mechanics. One, because I'm a big fan of Virtua Fighter. And, Yu Suzuki was creator of Virtua Fighter. So a lot of the fighting was felt a lot like Virtua Fighter. Yeah. And I would constantly, after I beat the game, you could do this, was it the 99-man battle? Was it 100-man battle? I can't remember now. But I remember I used to just do it over and over and over and over, because it was so much fun to just be like, let me see how many people I can, beat up.
Yeah. And
the mechanics worked well for doing against multiple people, because you could grab a person, hold them down, kick the next person, and then elbow the person you're holding down. There was a lot of stuff you could do. So I'm very excited to see with modern tech what they're going to do. That being said, the way you used to do progression in the fighting was go to an empty parking lot or go to the dojo, and you would just keep doing the move over and over and over again, and it would start leveling up, right? One thing that I did love, they didn't mention, but that I did love, and I hope they continue to do it, was that the animations and the actual move itself would change as you would progress.
Yeah.
So, for instance, there's a spin kick move that you would do, but when you're first learning it, because you're not good at it yet, you would always have the wrong footing, and you would be turned backwards at the end of the move.
Yeah.
Right? You're always facing backwards. It's like if you didn't hit, you're super wide open to attacks. But once you leveled up the move, then you would actually have a better angle, faster spin, and you would land correctly back into your fighting pose and ready for the next attack.
If I remember correctly, if you played it on the Dreamcast and you had both 1 and 2, you had all your moves from 1 that transferred over.
Yes.
Now, my question is, how are they going to even come up with an explanation to either A, you forget, or B, you have it, but those who haven't played the game before or don't remember how to play it so well, how are they going to be masters of that skill?
Yeah.
So what I'm basically saying is, how are they going to progress that and allow you to transfer, especially because you're going to be on a different system?
I believe they're not transferring anything. You really can't. So Shenmue 2 for the US did come out on the Xbox.
Yeah.
Right? So the thing you're talking about from Shenmue 1 to 2 from Dreamcast, they never released 2 in the US for Dreamcast.
That's true.
They didn't release it until the Xbox. The reason I was able to do it was because I went ahead and bought the European version, imported that in, and it still worked for me to transfer my files. But for Xbox, they you had to start from scratch.
Yeah.
And so they just kind of had a default mixture of moves that you were kind of good at and whatever. So they there's no really other choice to do it that way. But they did say that the moves from 1 and 2 will be available in 3. Because in 2, you could get scrolls that will teach you how to do a move.
Well, and
right?
that not only that, but I'm pretty sure that if your muscle memory remembers how to do the moves via the controllers, you'll probably be able to pick it up like that, and it'll unlock them. We'll
see, because they essentially said that they created a new combat system from scratch, right? So one is, and this was not in the originals, you now have endurance.
Oh, nice.
Right?
Gonna make it more interesting.
So I do like this from more modern games where you will have to eat and sleep and watch your endurance.
Yeah.
So running, fighting, all that stuff will do endurance working, because in this game, just like the other ones, you have to get jobs and work in order to earn money.
Yep.
Right? So they were saying you're going to get part of your routines is if you know you're about to go do something like strenuous, like go like do some fights or something, like you better eat before, you know, and build up your endurance before, you know, you start doing the fight. So that's all very welcoming to me because the game had always been very immersive. So it's just adding on to that. Now, along with your endurance, so now we get into the training, right? So it's not just going to be, hey, let's go to an empty parking lot or a dojo and do that. Now there's going to be a ton of different ways to train that are like mini game based.
Nice.
And there's going to be sparring because you can actually join. I think if they said you can join like a dojo in the game where you're gonna learn new moves, spar with people, but they also have training tools. You know, you can do like horse stance mini games.
Nice.
So build up like endurance.
God damn, I hated doing horse stance.
And so there's like gonna be attack damage, endurance, and kung fu. I think is what they were saying. The three main categories to level up are going to be.
Yeah.
You know, and as you level up kung fu, you're able to learn more advanced techniques.
Okay.
So I'm really excited about all the fighting and stuff. I know I'm not even playing videos.
Yeah.
To like show.
I'm sitting here going, come on.
I'm just straight talking. I'm very excited about this.
He is. He's definitely more excited about it than I am because I'm like, okay, cool. It sounds like it could be fun.
Yeah,
because like, oh my god,
yes, because to take the best of the two different games and put them all into one game.
Yeah.
Plus a lot of new features.
Well, not only that, but also talking about what you told me earlier, there's been a site that he's been keeping up with for a very long time that has finally actually gotten recognition.
Oh, yeah, Shenmue Dojo is a fan site that's been running like forever.
So being a part of the community is what I'm getting at. It really affects you even more.
Yeah, it's nice because it's like that fan site's really kept up on everything over the years. And I know every time I would check it, I would see new information or some other developments, or you know, or just anything that's happening in the community. They were always on it. And you know, seeing tweets from like WiseNet, Yu Suzuki and stuff acknowledging, you know, the fact that they've been so dedicated is nice.
Oh yeah,
it's nice. It's nice to see the developers actually like acknowledging them. But going back to the game, just a couple last things. I know I'm taking forever on this subject. You can actually change the way he looks now.
Nice,
because it's always been the jeans and the leather jacket, but they're saying like now you can actually like change some of his clothes. You know, if you can go do training, you can put on a gi and all that stuff. So it's going to be very cool to see what it is that they came up with.
It's going to be more immersive. And
for me, it feels like the first game was very comfortable, even though like he's in a bad situation and like trying to find out what's going on. He was still like in his hometown.
Yeah,
everything's very comfortable. Though he wasn't really changing as a person. Two, put him outside of his comfort zone. It put him in an entirely new environment and forced him to do things he probably wouldn't have done if he had never left his hometown.
Yeah.
You know, it put him in danger, like really big danger for the first time as compared to the first game. And 3 seems like this is like the evolution of the character where it's like now he's like reinventing himself, it seems like. Because not only is like the combat being reinvented, the gameplay systems, but I feel like the character himself, on a personal level, he is reinventing himself and figuring out who he is. Because was it Shenhua? I think is how you say her name. Oh. The girl that you always see on the intros, that was like they kind of like always teased that you met at the end of Shenmue 2 is going to be with you in Shenmue 3, and like their fates are like intertwined. So it's kind of like he's figuring out what his destiny is and trying to, you know, be a new person. So that's my take on it all. Very exciting for me, and hopefully for you too.
It's mostly because that's the story of his life.
Sure, why not? Why not? So yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. And after that gameplay trailer comes out on March 9th, expect me to gush over it some more.
Yep. And when is it releasing?
In August.
Nice.
August. So it's coming soon. It's coming this year. It's going to be real soon. So we'll see.
He'll definitely be playing it. So there you go.
Yeah.
So I guess
Let's talk about some Pokemon.
Yes, Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Yeah. So we had talked in the past on our speculations
long time ago
about there being a new Pokemon game coming out for the Switch.
Yeah.
So Nintendo had a direct this week, and so they're finally showing off the new Pokemon for the Switch.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, it's. I mean, it looks pretty. I mean, it's Pokemon style in the way that they've been doing on the DS.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, it's Game Freaks. That make the Pokemon Company, Game Freaks. They make the games. They're the only ones that make the games. I gotta say, like, even though it's prettier than the DS, it's still
the DS.
It still looks like it looks like a higher res DS game to me. They obviously used most of their polygon budget on the Pokemon themselves, as opposed to the backgrounds.
I know a lot of people complain about the fact that they got rid of the wandering around Pokemon and just did it random encounters again.
Right, because Pokemon Go Pikachu and Pokemon Go Eevee, they let you see the enemies if you want to encounter with them or not. But for this game, it's random encounters again. So, it is what it is. I mean, I know they're trying to make like a full-fledged, like, long RPG experience.
I understand why they're doing it. I extremely disagree with them. But that's just me.
Yeah. I think the main thing that I'm a little disappointed at, and I'm making assumptions here based on what I'm seeing, is that the game does not appear to be completely open world.
Yeah.
It looks like it's more self-contained, like all the other Pokemon games have been, where you just kind of have like a set amount of area you can progress through with essentially walls and barriers.
Yeah.
Because even though like the backgrounds are created in a way to look expansive, I'm looking at those backgrounds. I'm like, they're made to look pretty. They don't look like they're made for you to actually get there and explore.
Yeah. Agreed. So 100%. I agree. I was hoping it was going to be more like Breath of the Wild, but it's not.
That would have been dope. That would have been dope. I mean, we don't know for sure. We're making assumptions based on the way it looks.
It's not.
Probably
I'll put money down.
Probably not. Yeah, it's probably not. No, I'm pretty sure we're right about this.
Yeah.
But and also if you look at the map that they released,
I think they show here in a moment.
Do they show it here?
I think so. Maybe not.
I don't remember. I think they do, huh? I think you're right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do at some point.
Yeah,
we'll get the video up here in a moment.
There it is.
Yeah. See, I knew I was right.
There's the map.
Anyhow,
so Gallery Reason. It's very narrow.
It's very
and it looks like it's made in a way to like kind of have like section off for you.
Well, no, yeah, it reminds me very much of like the first three Pokemon. Pokemon Red and Blue and Yellow. Yeah. It reminds me very much of their maps. So it feels like it's going to be very linear.
Yeah, because I'm going to say, like, that part that they just showed here with the big old, like... Oops.
Too far.
Paused at the wrong spot.
Professionalism at its finest.
I never claimed to be professional. So, like I'm looking at this environment. It's like, I feel like you can't go past that fence.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Like, you're not going to be able to go into that background.
I'd love to be able to run around there and, do Pokemon fights out there, but...
Yeah, because I'm looking at, like, farmlands where it's all sectioned off into, like, pretty little squares and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I really don't think... and you look, it's like there's, like, a rim of trees going across the hill.
Yeah.
It's like it's all placed in a way to look pretty, but not really for gameplay.
I know we're older people. We might not have a say that is agreeing with much of the younger people, but we're still gamers nonetheless. And we started playing these games back in the day when all you could do is speculate. There wasn't the technology for it. It was just speculation of how great it could be. I remember playing Ocarina of Time and thinking, dude, this would be freaking amazing if they used this technology and put it Pokemon.
Right. I'm just a little disappointed that I'm not seeing a bigger evolution. Since this is the first time they're going to a console rather than being strictly a dedicated handheld device.
Yeah.
I was just expecting a little more of an evolution of the game,
especially from a game that is all about evolution.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a slightly higher res version of what they've been doing on the DS.
Yeah,
that's what it seems like so far. So, if they show something else that proves me wrong, I'll be happy about that. Otherwise, I'm like, I haven't played a Pokemon game in a while, just because I'm just like it's just been kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
So
I gotta give them credit on the fact that I like that the regions change, and that explains the different Pokemon you run into. Right. So I give them credit on backstory and information and things of that nature. Apparently, this is supposed to be like Europe.
Yeah, it's more UK inspired. Yeah, that's what everybody's saying.
There is good things about it. It's just it doesn't seem to match what we would prefer.
Yeah, I'm not as excited about it as I was hoping I was going to be.
Yeah,
but hopefully we'll see some more information later, and who knows? Maybe they'll make me more excited about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways,
so probably should move on to the last bit of information. Dawn of Man. Came across this game a while ago. It looked really good. It's Madruga. Yeah, I think it's Madruga works. Anyways, Madruga, maybe. Yeah. Anyways, it's a game about it's a city builder, but it's a city builder where you lead a tribe of early humans through the Stone Age into building your own walls.
Oh,
and stuff
right.
like that.
I think I remember you telling me about this.
Yeah, and it looks really cool. I mean, you have to hunt. You have to, it's growing and whatever. I'm really excited about it. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's already out.
Oh, is it already?
Yeah. I plan on getting it. I'll probably play it for my free time, of course. But yeah, freaking hunting mammoths and crap. That's great.
So, are you playing as the humans, or are you like a god?
You're humans.
Okay.
So you're basically telling the humans to go wherever they go. It's a city builder. You tell them what to do, how to do it, where to go, so on and so forth. You're making decisions. But yeah, you can get into farming. It's an evolution.
Well, the question I'm having then is is it just a city builder, or are you actually clicking on the people and saying, hey, go here and do that? You can
click on the people and tell them to go to
locations. So it's a little more than just a city builder then.
It's kind of RTS city builder.
RTS and city builder together. Okay, all right. Yeah. That's what I was wondering. Are they just automatically just doing whatever the fuck they want as you're building the city? Okay, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. I played a couple people play it, or I've watched a couple people play it, and it's been interesting to watch. I really definitely want to get my hands on it and give it a go. See what it's like. Anyways, yeah, I just figured I'd share that with you guys. It has full seasons, all that kind of fun stuff, and it could only, if you're into this kind of stuff, it could only get better.
Cool. Yeah. So. Yeah, not the prettiest of games, but if it is complex enough,
it
could be a lot of fun.
Right.
Anyways,
it's
all the time we have for today.
Yep.
So until next time.
Until next time, I'm Chris.
David.
And this is BFG. Have fun.
Later. Have a good weekend.